Hi, this is Joe Gailey, and I want to welcome you to another one of our educational webcasts on the subject your business and your employees. What are your obligations to them? Today's broadcast is about internal investigations. Now, as you've listened to the prior webcast, you've heard us talk many times about the necessity of conducting an internal investigation. And it's very important to do so. In fact, the failure to do so can be fatal to your claim. It can result in your being held strictly liable, or it can result in your being held liable for punitive damages. The absence of an internal investigation will never be anything favorable to an employer. So it's very important that an employer do this, and you have to do it on each and every complaint. And not only do it, you have to keep it. Because what good is it to do it if it's not recorded and kept for future use? So let's talk just a few minutes about what is an internal investigation. Well, at its minimum, it would involve interviewing the person who filed the complaint and trying to find out the nature of the complaint, the specific facts associated with it. Then interviewing the person who was complained about, getting that side of the story. Thirdly, there may be some witnesses to an incident that need to be interviewed, in which case you would need to interview those people. Assuming nothing comes to your attention that you need to expand the inquiry, then it would just be a matter of writing up the investigation and submitting it for decision making. Now, who does this? Who actually performs this internal investigation? Well, you have three possibilities. The first possibility is someone inside your business. For logistics, I don't think it should be the owner, because the owner is going to be making the decision about terminating or employee discipline based upon this internal investigation. So it should be someone else. But particularly if it's a very low-level investigation. For instance, if an employee complains that so-and-so spoke harshly to him in a way that hurt his feelings or hurt her feelings, then that may be something that an employee, an administrative employee, could handle. On the other hand, if it's a complaint about sexual harassment, where someone has groped a female employee, you definitely need a higher level of investigator, an HR professional, most likely. Which leads us to the second person you can get, and that is an HR professional. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that your business has to hire a full-time HR professional. There are many HR professionals that you can hire on a contract basis to come in and do the internal investigation. And the prices vary by experience. But in almost all instances of really egregious complaints, you need an HR professional to do the internal investigation. Thirdly, you can hire a lawyer to do the internal investigation. However, you may not want to, and this is why. The internal investigation is not subject to attorney-client privilege. It is and will be discovered later on during the litigation that ensues, and that could be disastrous for your legal team. As a result, you normally would not hire a lawyer to perform an internal investigation unless you are absolutely sure that that lawyer or that law firm would not be representing you in any subsequent litigation. Many times we find that businesses need to hire a lawyer and an HR professional. Now, why is that? Well, the HR professional will do the internal investigation that's required by law. But the law firm can then come behind the HR professional and do their own investigation, which is privileged. And they can inquire and see exactly, in many cases, they can see whether this problem has gotten out of hand. I'm familiar with one case, a sexual harassment case, where the law firm came in and discovered that it wasn't just the one or two people complaining, it was some 30 young women who had been sexually harassed. And once they realized that, it allowed the employer to offer settlements and reach a satisfactory settlement with all without being sued, and saved an awful lot of money by doing that. So it's very important, if litigation is anticipated, that you get your lawyer involved early. And one way is to have them do their own investigation, even at the same time the internal investigation is being done. I appreciate you calling in today and watching us. And I hope that this has been of some help to you in understanding these matters. I would encourage you to watch our next installment on this subject. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.